We're going to be talking about drumlins. We're starting off here in Ireland, which is a great spot for examining drumlins. Here we find them in a mound-like formation, right? So drumlins form under the same conditions that mounds form, and I've done videos on mound formation. You should check those out. But if you see here, you kind of have lines that come across. It almost looks like these are ripples, okay? And that's exactly what they are. It's part of the process of forming mounds as you form ripples, and then you have parallel paths of current divide it. Okay, so let's go over here. Here we find some nice streamlined mounds, right? Don't have anything to do with ice sheets, although you will hear differently from people with higher reputation. Okay, but let's check these out. Here's some more drumlins, mound formations. You can see the tail. Okay, these show that the current was going offshore and going to the west. And that same current is what carved, you call that a canyon, you call it a cove. You know, it's an erosional path from this water current that also formed these drumlins. Okay, it's not ice, okay? Because ice doesn't make beautiful, well, I guess they argue that it does, but it don't, okay? It doesn't create beautiful cataracts like this. You know, in Washington, those cataracts with plunge pools at their base, nobody's saying that those are made by glaciers. This is also a cataract formation with a nice large plunge pool. So from here to here, the width of both of these cataracts combined, it's about 1.7 miles, which is exactly right around the same size, just a little less than Potholes Coulee or Dry Falls, which you find in Washington. And then here you have a pointed ravine, right? So they tell you that only a rounded shape like this is made by a glacier or a cataract. But when you have a pointed ravine, only a river creates a cataract, or creates a pointed ravine, and it's also a V-shaped ravine as well. It's very steep. Okay, now back to drumlins. Let's see here. I'll show you a different set of drumlins. That has even less to do with ice. So now this is the Caspian Sea. We're over in Eastern Europe. This is China. This is Europe over here. Okay, let's zoom into Turkmenistan. See if we find any drumlins here. See if they have anything to do with ice sheets, right? This is one of my favorite drumlins in the whole world because you get that beautiful curving path and then it comes down and you can really see exactly where this current's going, right? It kind of sweeps around here, expands a little, all filled with salt. These are all salt scabs, salt scours, if you will, these drumlins here. You know, you can just see the current running through here, expanding, coming along. Okay, clearly this isn't ice, right? Clearly this is from the salty lake water, which was once an ocean water, which means this was probably once ocean currents, right? So you really think that if you think that glaciers are what's responsible for drumlins, you think it made this swirling pattern like this? Clearly that's a water swirl, right? As well as these drumlins, which also have ripple-like formations on them. Okay. Now let's go to Canada. Now we're up north. Okay. And what do we find here? We find drumlins with massive arcing, swirling patterns to them. Okay. So I don't know if you can see these drumlins here. This is the path it makes. It comes around and it curves like this. It curves like this, and then we also see it curving around like this. And then we can see a path coming along like this. All this is not evidence of glaciers, although this is incredibly high in latitude, but rather ocean currents, because ocean currents are able to expand like this and sweep tight corners. Okay? Like this over here. Clearly the ocean current, ran around this. Came around here. Made these mounds, made the drumlins. But the drumlins being so sharp and pointed, that's indication of an incredibly fast current, which makes sense with all the other erosion around the world. You probably haven't heard about it yet. It's what my channel is doing. But yes, high-speed water currents are the erosion of the earth. Okay, that's the fact. Look at this current, tight turn here. Okay. Then we've got a bunch of sediments pushed up right there. There's one more spot I want around here I wanted to check out. See if I can find it, get orientated properly. I think it's down here. Okay. So we can determine the current direction was actually this way, because you can kind of see how there's more of a head and tail feature. And then how it swept around, made a nice turn right here. Beautiful mounds, beautiful drumlins. I mean, textbook drumlins right here, and textbook erosion. Clearly, a glacier can't make that tight of a turn and that detailed of preservation. Okay. Now let's go to North Africa. This is Algeria. And we're going to zoom in here. See what we find, some drumlins, right? It's kind of hard to see, but you can see right here the drumlins come like this, and they make a nice turn. And right here, it's almost like a figure eight. You kind of have an X pattern. You've got this coming around like here, and then you've got another current coming around. Did something like that. And all these interacting currents, that's perfect conditions to create mounds. Because when currents intersect currents, that's when mounds are created. Okay. So I just wanted to explain that to you guys so you could see that nice turn. Around here as well, these are just textbook mounds. And then there's drumlins right next to them. Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and hope you check out Google Earth for yourself and get to exploring. Please don't forget to subscribe. Give me a like, give me a comment. I want to hear you guys' feedback. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions because the stuff I'm talking about is pretty crazy. And I'd like to hear your criticisms, your critiques. Maybe even a compliment would be nice. No, I'm just kidding. Please, no compliments. Also, have you heard of Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia does have drumlins. Oh yeah, real nice ones. Remember when the glacier came through here? This is what the glacier did, okay? Imagine a big old glacier. It just came right over Saudi Arabia, okay? I'm telling you, glaciers did massive work on Saudi Arabia. And they left behind massive ripples. It's just too obvious that there was snowball earth. Alright, that's enough. Get me out of here.